All right, Chris Hall here for Dogs on Demand on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And it's good to have you with us on our program today. Today we have Curtis Snyder, Regional Marketing Manager at BMW of North America. And Curtis, it's good to have you with us on our program today. We're going to talk a little bit about that machine behind you. It's called the Mean Machine. And, when I go off to the University of Georgia football games often, as we're going into the stadium, we see the Mean Machine, and there's a line a mile long behind it for folks to look at it and get their picture taken with it. First of all, it's good to have you on our program today. Tell us a little bit about the Mean Machine, and if I can go to the bank today to get the money, how much would it kind of set me back? Welcome to our program.
Hey, Chris, first off, I really appreciate you having us on the show and having me today. Thank you very much for the welcome and the introduction. So funny thing about the Mean Machine, the team was in the office and they said, we got, the song, the chant and the Mean Machine in red and black. And we've got BMW and we got some of the meanest machines that are out there. And we've had this partnership with the University of Georgia and with the athletics department for, about 8 years now. So last year we thought let's make a Mean Machine to really honor the athletic department and honor the tradition and the heritage of the school. And that's where the first one came from. Wow. But we're on round 2 right now. And that one, to answer your question, Chris, that one's going to set you back about $180,000 if you were to buy that car as is.
Is that all?
But see, that's the thing about the Mean Machine and the way why we do this is actually we're raffling it off again, and the raffle tickets are $100. Okay. So you could actually own that car for $100.
Hey, cool. Now, I know you raffled off one of the Mean Machines, I understand, for the Ronald McDonald's house. It benefited that. Are you doing the same kind of thing with that now?
So the very first Mean Machine that we did last year was an M4 competition. That was about a $92,000 car. And we auctioned that one off. We did an online auction with the university. We donated over $130,000 from that auction to the Atlanta area Ronald McDonald houses, as you mentioned, Chris, but also to the General Athletic Scholarship Fund for Georgia Athletics and the Needs-Based Scholarship Fund for the University of Georgia. So we saw it as an opportunity to kind of give back to some local Atlanta area programs that we at BMW and the Atlanta area BMW dealers support, as well as our partners at the school. And that was important to us.
Yeah, cool. Tell me a little bit about the relationship with BMW and the University of Georgia football. How did that come about, and exactly what does that entail? What benefit do you get out of that relationship, and Georgia gets what benefit does Georgia get out of that?
Well, so as I mentioned, we've been the official luxury vehicle of Georgia athletics for about 8 years. Now it's a marketing designation that we buy through a sponsorship, obviously. But that allows us to support the athletic department, support the university, and all of the athletic programs, not just football. So we're a big part of supporting baseball. We're looking at how we can support the very successful golf program at the university, the equestrian program, the tennis program. All of those things, gain support from our partnership and sponsorship, and are all equally important. But obviously, football is the big one that everybody likes to talk about, especially over the last couple of years, right? So it's an important partnership for us, and the Mean Machine is kind of a way that we were able to kind of honor that and align our brands. Josh Brooks recently, while doing a little conversation with some dialogue, was talking about how BMW and the University of Georgia align really well between innovation while moving forward with building things like more powerful cars and electric cars and some of the technology and things like that we're building, but yet maintaining our tradition of who we are as an organization. And he really likened that to the University of Georgia and how there's such great, rich tradition in the University of Georgia, but but yet they're still trying to innovate and grow, and things like the additions that are being built on Sanford and the new tennis facility so that they can host the NCAA championships in tennis and things like that indoor. And I thought that was really well summed up by Josh to make that alignment between that innovation and tradition. I think those are very important things to both our organizations.
Right. You know, we've had a lot of great conversations with Josh Brooks. He's a wonderful athletic director. And I like the fact that, you know, while football, of course, is the crown jewel of Georgia sports, especially at the moment with back-to-back national championships, he's fully invested in all of the athletic programs of the University of Georgia. Yeah, 26 or 27 different athletic teams that the University of Georgia has. And I'm glad that BMW gets involved in that as well. You know, we've interviewed golf players, you know, those on the golf team, and tennis players, and they're really heavily invested in what they're doing as well. They may not have the high profile on TV, you know, all of the attention that the football team may get, but it really is good to support all of those programs, and I you know, that really is important, isn't it?
It is. It's like you said, they might not have all the the high profile and the television airtime, but those athletes are there doing the same thing, representing that same tradition and heritage that's so strong to the organization and to the university.
You know, I know you're in marketing, and you do a great job with what you do in marketing. And I know one of the tenets of marketing is you want to get on the hot product. You know, you want to attach yourself to the hottest product. Tell me about, just on a personal level, your personal level, how much hotter can you get than the University of Georgia football team, back-to-back national champions? You know, we went 40-something years between national championships. Now Georgia has done it back-to-back. That's pretty good timing for BMW and everybody associated with the University of Georgia. It's pretty remarkable, isn't it?
It really is, Chris. I mean, it's fantastic. You know, I'd like to say that, that it's just really good timing. But like I said, we've been here for 8 years with this partnership and in support. And obviously the last 2 years, we've probably seen the biggest return on investment. But Chris, I'll say this. Up until last season, the first national championship, there had never been a BMW Mean Machine before. And that was when the first national championship happened. And now we did a second Mean Machine, and the second national championship back-to-back happened.
Yeah.
So there may be some alignment there on, which came first.
Yeah. Well, I know you've had conversations with Coach Smart, and so have you kind of broached that to him, that Coach, I know you have these great recruiting classes and you have these great players, but have you gone beyond the borders of your team? It could be BMW who's the key to this. Have you kind of communicated that to Coach Smart?
Well, we brought that up to him at the championship parade when he and Mary Beth were riding in a BMW and an M850 to lead the parade. We brought that up to him. He said he'd think about it.
Yeah. Listen, I know college head coaches, they will take any kind of edge they can get. And so if that's an edge, he's going to go with it. I guarantee you that. I know BMW also has a relationship with Todd Gurley, of course, great University of Georgia All-American, went on to play in professional football. Everybody knows Todd Gurley, and he's really busy these days. But also you have a special relationship with Todd, right, at BMW?
Yeah, we do. I consider Todd a great friend. He is a big BMW fan and supporter, BMW driver. So when we did the first Mean Machine, I'll never forget, I was sitting on my front porch with my wife and I got a text from Todd and he said, "Hey," he said, "what's this car?" I said, "Well," I said, we tried to make this Mean Machine. We thought that it'd be a great way to honor our partnership with the school. And he gave me all kinds of heck that I didn't invite him to help design the car.
Ah.
So when we were getting ready to make round 2 this past year with the M8 competition, I called him up. I said, "Hey, Todd," I said, "we're getting ready to design the second car." I said, it's time to put your creativity to play here. Let's see what you got. So Todd was really a big inspiration for so much of this car this year. And I know it's kind of behind me, so you can't really see it. But it's on Twitter and it's on Instagram at BMW Mean Machine. But he was such a big part. You see the dog collar that goes down the length of this year's car. That was his idea with the spikes. You've got, if you look at it, there's so many intricate details on this year's car that speak to the heritage and the tradition that we've now mentioned a couple of times, Chris. You got the silver britches going across the bottom. Again, that was a Todd idea. There are little Easter eggs hidden in the design of the car that you got to be really looking at it to see. But the national championship score from Indy is hidden inside the car in the design schemes. The chapel bell tower might be in there somewhere. The arches, there's some really unique elements, and a lot of that came from Todd's creativity and his direction. So it was pretty cool to work on this with him.
Hey, who knew Todd? I know he's a talented guy, but who knew he could be a car designer? That's cool. Now you talked about this the current Mean Machine being auctioned off. So where can I go to put my $100 up so I can win this thing?
So we have it linked right now on our Twitter and Instagram at BMW Mean Machine. The actual URL is 2022 meanmachine.eventsbmw.com. But again, that's directly linked on the social channels for it. It also, the athletics email that goes out weekly, if you look down to the bottom of that email, you'll see a link where you'll be able to click from the Georgia athletics emails that go out directly from the school and the athletics department. We have sent out an actual email link to all of the alumni chapters that hopefully I think they're going to be forwarding out this week and over the next coming weeks as well. So lots of places you'll be able to get that, but the easiest, quickest way is either Twitter or Instagram. You'll be able to find the link right there at the top of the profile.
And the proceeds will go where? Well, from this auction.
So the Atlanta area BMW dealers, which of course is Athens BMW, Nally BMW, Decatur, Global BMW, South Atlanta, Gwinnett Place, and United BMW are donating the proceeds all again to the Atlanta area Ronald McDonald Houses, which is a very important charity to all of us, as well as the needs-based scholarship fund at the University of Georgia and the general athletics fund at the University of Georgia.
So we've had Mean Machine number 1 and number 2, number 3 in the works, maybe?
Well, I remember that national championship in LA, Coach Smart looking up at everybody going,
yeah, there you go. Let's do it again.
So we'll see if we can't bring it back for a third time, and we'll really see if that's the charm that's bringing it in.
I tell you what, if we win 3 in a row, then I'm just going to have to break down and go out and give me a big old BMW now. I'm telling you for sure. For sure.
I know some folks, Chris.
Yeah. Now, I know there's a lot of people who would love to just see the Mean Machine in person. So will they have the opportunity to do that when they come to Athens this fall for the football games?
Yes, sir. So actually, we had a meeting last week with the school and the athletic department talking about what our plan is going to be for where the Mean Machine is going to be and when it's going to be there. I can tell you that the Mean Machine right now is touring all of the dealerships in the Atlanta market right now.
Cool.
So it's actually in the showroom at BMW South Atlanta right now. If you'd like to go take your pictures with it, there's also a QR code on the car that you can scan to be able to go straight to the registration page to buy your $100 raffle ticket. And each of the BMW dealers in the Atlanta market do have signs in their showroom that will take you directly to the link to be able to buy raffle tickets as well.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. Well, Curtis Snyder, Regional Marketing Manager for BMW of North America, has been with us on our program. Curtis, thank you so much for coming and sharing with us today and talking with us today. And I know you're a big UGA fan. You graduated college from Arizona, is that right?
Arizona State, but
okay.
But we've my family's we've found home. I've got a lot of family in Georgia, and they've always been a family favorite for us. And we are a little bit of a house divided, but I can say that Georgia seems to rule the house in the Snyder home.
There you go. Well, I have a good friend of mine. His wife graduated from Auburn, and he graduated from the University of Georgia. You talk about a house divided. Ooh. Now, that's tough. But they have a strong marriage, and they survive, indeed. All right, Curtis Snyder has been with us. Curtis, thank you for joining us on our program today and sharing this good information. And hey, let's go Dogs. Not one, not two, but let's do it again. 3, right?
You got it, sir. Appreciate it, Chris. Thank you so much for the time today. Thanks for having us on.
Thank you, Curtis.